There are moments when life asks more of you than you feel you have to give. Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments when life asks more of you than you have it to give. Moments when you are tired, emotionally depleted, and simply trying to survive. And then God speaks. Not loudly, not dramatically, but clear. This episode is about one of those moments. The move and the whisper. On New Year's weekend, me and my sister helped my mom move into her new apartment. We packed her up, moved her, and began packing. Hours of physical and emotional labor. That night, I went home exhausted. My sister's back was hurting. She still has bruises 2 days later. And as I began to lay down, I could hear God say one thing. John 15:15. I'm like, ah. I had no idea what that scripture said. I grabbed my Bible and I read. I no longer call you servants. Instead, I have called you friends. Immediately, the song I Am a Friend of God by Israel Houghton came to mind. I was overwhelmed with joy. God was calling me friend. The next morning, I shared with my sister. She asked, what does that mean? It means we are friends of God. So excited, still didn't get the revelation. And so 4 days later at 2 a.m., the revelation came. Let me give you guys a little backstory. My mother's health has been declining. And maybe about since 21, I've been trying to fight for her life and help her to get well. And the last couple of years, she has been fighting me tooth and nail whenever I would try to help her. So to protect my emotional, my physical, and my spiritual self, I began to back off. I told my sister to step in when it came to this move because I had already moved her 2 years ago from her house to an apartment close to me so that I can help and support her. And I knew that I just did not have the bandwidth to deal with the move, to deal with my mom, and to deal with the other things I have going on in life. My mom even begged me to help her. And I was so in my feelings. But at the same time, I was practicing self-preservation, which some of us need to tap into that. And eventually, I did agree to help her move. When I arrived at the apartment, there were boxes everywhere, stacked 3 to 4 feet high. In that moment, I paused, I took a deep breath, and I prayed for strategy. And God gave it. I went to talk to my mom. I told her what my plan was, and we got to work. The next day, my little sister called her friend, DeAndre, and he came and helped me and Sherry pack a 15-footer truck. This is day one because it took 2 days to move her. A 15-footer truck. And my sister was like, how long do we have you? And he's like, y'all my girls for today. Y'all have me all week. And she's like, word? I mean, not all week, but all day. And I think he got there at 10. I don't think he left our side until like 9 p.m. We went to the storage unit. We went to my mom's new apartment. We went to the dumpster. We went to dinner. And it was all groovy. And then the next day, me and my sister had to move the rest of the stuff, the big stuff, and we had additional movers. And we took stuff to storage, we took the stuff to donation, stuff to the dumpster, and stuff to her new apartment. So it was 4 days of just grueling packing and I felt good. I don't know about my sister, but I felt good in doing it. It was a lot of work, but the expectations were already set. And I think for a lot of us, we have to learn to love through disappointment. What does disappointment mean? I think despite disappointment and unresolved hurt that I've had towards my mother, I still showed up for her. I still supported her. I still loved her. I still served her. And in that moment, I believe that in that John 15:15, God was letting me know, Tamara, I see you. I hear you. That when I understood, and that's when I understood what it meant to be a friend of God. Being God's friend doesn't mean life is easy. It means when you are about his business, even when it costs you emotionally, you are walking in alignment with his heart. And there will be times, where God will call us to rest. So at 2 a.m, I began to dig deep into a couple other scriptures that were coming to mind. One of them was Matthew 25:40. Inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, you have done it to me. When you feed the hungry, when you give water to the thirsty, shelter to the homeless, care for the sick, support the elderly, the disabled, and the lonely, we are doing it unto the Lord. Not just his hands and feet, but his servants and his friends. Let's be honest. Serving someone who has hurt you is hard. And there were many moments where my sister was triggered. I probably was triggered, but we had to work through it. And we had to work together to remind each other that she's all we have and we are all that she has. And we will do whatever it takes to make sure our mother is taken care of. But at the same time, I'm not saying put yourself in harm's way, but I'm saying allow God to lead you in who to serve and how to serve. The same God who extended grace to you and I may want us to extend grace to the very person who wounded us. And if he doesn't send you, pray that they encounter Jesus even in their 11th hour. Jesus reminds us in Matthew 18:12 through 24, the Message version, that the Father will not leave the 99. The Father will leave the 99, to go after the one. When I laid down my pride, my offense, and my flesh, I was able to serve with a right heart. That weekend, my mother's neighbor texted me, "Congratulations to your mother on finding a new place. Thank you for helping her. You're a good egg." A good egg? So, I guess. That weekend, me and Sherry had help. And we had met a gentleman at the donation box whose name was Angel. And Sherry was like, "Angel?" It's an angel. And that weekend, God sent angels physically and spiritually and gave us the strength to help and support our mother. And help and support, like I said, each other. Because there was a lot going on. Before I go, because I don't want to talk too long, I just want to read some of these scriptures again to you. John 15, starting with verse 11. I told you these things for a purpose, that my joy might be your joy, and your joy wholly mature. This is my command. Love one another the way I love you. This is the very best way to love. Put your life on the line for your friends. You are my friends when you do the things I command you. I no longer I can't even talk tonight, sorry. I am no longer calling you servants because servants don't understand what their master is thinking and planning. No, I've named you friends because I've let you in on everything I've heard from the Father. You didn't choose me. Remember, I chose you. Put you in the world to bear fruit, fruit that won't spoil, as fruit bearers. Whatever you ask the Father in relationship to me, He gives you. But remember, the root command, love one another. Matthew 20, starting with verse 37. This is out of the Message version, so it's kind of paraphrased. Then those sheep are going to say, Master, what are you talking about? When did we ever see you hungry and feed you, thirsty and give you a drink? And when did we ever see you sick or in prison and come to you? Then the king will say, I'm telling the solemn truth. Whenever you did one of these things to someone, overlooked or ignored, that was me. You did it to me. Then he will turn to the goats, the one on the left, on his left, and say, Get out, worthless goats. You're good for nothing but the fires of hell. And why? Because I was hungry and you gave me no meal. I was thirsty and you gave me no drink. I was homeless and you gave me no bed. I was shivering and you gave me no clothes. Sick and in prison and you never visit. Then those goats are going to say, Master, what are you talking about? When did we ever see you hungry or thirsty or homeless, shivering or sick or in prison and didn't help? He will answer them, I'm telling the solemn truth. Whenever you fail to do one of these things to someone who being overlooked or ignored, that was me. You failed to do it to me. Deep, right? You failed to do it to me. Matthew 18:12-14. Look at it this way. If someone has 100 sheep and one of them wanders off, doesn't he leave the 99 and go after the one? And if he finds it, doesn't he make far more over the 99 who stayed put? Your Father in heaven feels the same way. He doesn't want to lose even one of these simple believers. Not one, ladies and gentlemen, not one. It is hard caring for someone who never created a safe space for your nervous system to rest. When their presence triggers old wounds. When the trauma loops like a tape recorder in your mind. They can say, hey, can you go get me a drink of water? That's my mom's voice. I can't even do her voice. Can you go get me a drink of water? And just the thought of getting that person a drink of water opens up the floodgate of pain of yesterday. But what do you do when God reveals that the big bad wolf is really a scared child wearing a mask? Ladies and gentlemen, we put on the whole armor of God. What is it? The breastplate of righteousness, the girdle of truth, the shoes of the preparation of the gospel of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the sword of the Spirit. But as we're moving, we're allowing God to heal us in the process while we're serving. You then roll up your sleeves and you serve with a heart filled by the Holy Spirit, not your flesh. This is friendship to God, because you are not doing it in your flesh. You are not doing it in your own accord, but the fire of God in your belly, in your heart, in your soul empowers you to go do things for people that you never imagined that you would serve. He calls us to love our enemies, not to persecute them. Because many times I tell people, try Jesus and not me, because I throw hands, and I do. And God is working on me, because I want to be a lover, not a fighter, but some days the flesh rises up. Ask God today, who are you calling me to serve? Not from obligations, but from obedience. Because obedience is worship. And sometimes being a friend of God looks like loving beyond yourself. This is Tamara Thomas signing off with God as my GPS. May you enter into a new place with God, a friendship with God like never before. Let me play this song for you guys. Hopefully you can hear it.
Keep on